We now go to speak to Eothas, and this time I hope we have a chance to really understand what he's up to, and what it will mean for us Kith, the gods, and Eora. If we should be destroyed, well, at least we tried to do what we knew was right. I don't plan to attack Eothas. How can we harm something so large and powerful as he is? If I like what he's saying and Shoti doesn't, how will I deal with that? I really hope Shoti, who is a fanatic about the gods, realizes what Eothas, if he is up to what I think he is, doesn't get upset and turn against me. That would be pretty devastating. I love her, but I will not ruin the chance to make a difference. A lasting, enormous, positive difference for all Kith. Do we really want all the scheming, the wars, the death, and suffering, as well as being placed in a state where we are akin to children, where we are chastised, punished, and not given the choice in how to develop ourselves as a society? Because that is what the gods are doing to us. Then, the end that we are to face with Rimmergan, where we are absorbed and completely destroyed. See, I don't want this world to continue on this way. It doesn't give us Kith a chance to learn and grow on our own, to make mistakes and to correct them as children learn as they grow up. In essence, we're not being allowed to grow up. Not until the gods are removed from our world. Eothas awaits. We are in the Ashen Maw, and we have... Here's his head right here.
You're certain he wanted us all to come?
Have you ever seen anything so awe-inspiring? Behold the power of my god.
Your god. He is very, very large. His ear alone is... His ear alone is about 4 times the size of a kith. Okay. He is big.
Watcher, I wasn't sure you'd make it. But there is enough of you in me to grasp that you had a better chance than most.
This is the moment.
Some would say it's because you have a strong soul. Great deeds come easily to one so spiritually blessed. Or have you become great because of what has been thrust upon you? Watcher of Cadnua, Herald of Berith, Hound of Eothas.
Oh my god. You're really, this can't.
I know more about you. I'm not as intimidated anymore. There's hope here.
I see you, Shoti. I am glad that we could meet, even if it is under quite unpleasant circumstances.
This is really happening, right? Gon, your humble priestess is before you. Please, tell me what you require of me. How do I save more lost souls than I can carry in one lifetime?
Face bright red, sweat beading her brow. Shoti stumbles precariously closer to the edge. Lantern rattling, she catches herself. A mere moment before she would have toppled over.
Shoti, watch out.
I know that you have undertaken a noble mission. But I will tell you what I told the Watcher. You need not fear for the lost souls of this world. As for you, Watcher, why is it you believe you have made it this far?
Each of us simply does the best we can. My trials have made me who I am.
You have done much in this life, it's true. But if it weren't for your past with Theos, with Eovara, you never would have come down this path.
Yes?
But you have come a great distance for answers. What would you ask of me, Watcher?
That we have. And I got a request. Down here. God, look how full my lantern is. I've been harvesting day and night for you, my god.
Lantern rattling, sickle gripped so tight her knuckles are white. She waves her arms over her head as she shouts.
Eloth nods, a quiet smile etched across his lips. Maya smirks and folds her arms.
My dear Shoti, I do not mean to diminish your presence here. But this is a question that the Watcher needs to answer. He alone was tasked with pursuing me. The gods have placed him in this fire. It is only right that we speak together now.
I need to know why you've come back.
You need to know? Or Berith? Or the gods?
After all you've done, I think every creature that lives and breathes on Eora needs to know.
And it would seem even she whose presence shakes the heart of this mountain needs to know.
Magran? Yes. Magran is prepared to take drastic measures to stop you.
Magran fears what I will do, just as she feared what I would do in the Deerwood. But this time, there is no power on Eora or in all of hell to stop me. Understand that what I'm saying is neither a boast nor a challenge. It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you, give Berith, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others.
What are you going to do?
Force gods and mortals alike to open their eyes to one another.
It's not a bad idea, but what does that exactly entail? I need the details.
It seems my sister does not like the sound of that.
Can you be more specific? What are you trying to do?
I want to return the gods to our original purpose, and to allow mortals to worship us, or ignore us, for what we are, not what we pretend to be.
Interesting. Kind of sidesteps destroying Eora and or destroying the gods. It's a different path than I thought it would be. Original purpose. What is the original purpose?
Shodi gasps sharply, for once too stunned to blurt out a response. Her eyes are wild, with too much white showing, when she glances from Eothas to you.
The original purpose was to guide the kith of this world into a better world. Better for all of us. That's what you want. That's what you want the gods to return to. Well, I'm not going to argue with that. It just seems the gods have become selfish and fight amongst each other, create wars, and a lot of the problems we have in this world is because of the gods.
What's that mean? You're gonna tell them the truth?
Adair looks away from Eothas for the moment, his eyes darting back and forth, as if between possible outcomes.
When I entered Widewin, I did so with the intention of illuminating the history of Anguith.
The ancient Anguithans, yes.
I wanted to show all the nations of the Eastern Reach the machines we had used to create ourselves, how we had hidden our true nature from mortals for millennia. But even if I had succeeded, my words would have been easy to deny. Belief creates the foundation upon which a mind's reality is built.
What are you planning to do? Take enough souls that you can overpower the gods and become just one, and from there rule as you intended? Is that the details?
Some minds can never let go of that foundation. They would rather hold tight to the world in their mind than accept what they're being told.
I've learned that, yes. If that is so, what are you doing this time that will make any difference?
I have not come to speak, to convince, to plead, but to break the foundations of belief itself, to extinguish the lights that maintain the illusions we have created.
Okay.
We took on the mantles of gods from legends, and in so doing, made real what was false, crafted truth from fiction. The time has come for a new covenant between gods and mortals. One forged in the light of truth and understanding between our kind. I will leave this place and go to the lost city the Huana call Ukaizo. It is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods, where all souls pass into the beyond before beginning their next life.
It's actually a physical place. I thought it was... okay. A different plane of existence.
When I reach that place, I will find our great machines and tear them to pieces. I will smash the great wheel until the lights of hell all gutter and die.
The afterlife. But won't that mess up going back to the wheel?
And when my work is done, I will leave this world forever.
What will that do to the gods?
Where does that leave us? You're ending the rule of the gods?
No, Adair. It is not for me to decide if the gods should remain in power. That will be for your kind, for mortals, to decide.
I say nothing.
I admit that's not the response I expected, especially given the volcano erupting around us. Still, I'm surprised Magran is reacting this way. I would have thought she would appreciate a trial of this magnitude, one that tests us all. Both gods and mortals alike rely on the wheel. We depend on it for the souls that give us power. Mortals depend on it for the lives of future generations. Breaking it will force all of us to face the truth.
What will happen to the souls of all kith then?
We will fail together or move forward together. Either ending is preferable to the cycle we still find ourselves in.
I think we better
Go,
leave.
wait! Before it's too late, you gotta take the souls I harvested for you.
The priestess thrusts her light-pulsing lantern outward, as if waiting for Eothas to take it from her.
Eothas flashes a quick, pleased glance. Maya cocks her head and listens.
They are not for me to take. Shodi, you are their guardian now. You are their protector. You have taken responsibility for them, and only you can decide their fate. Once again, the gods have put you in a precarious position, Watcher. Considering all the troubles I have put you through, the least I can do is protect you from the wrath Magran has intended for me.
Okay, so long as you can actually get us out of here safely, not just take our souls. It's much appreciated.
Don't thank me yet. This will be particularly difficult for you, Watcher.
Guys and gals, we are literally being touched by the hand of God right now.
Despite herself, Shodi squeals. Trembling, she sways on her feet as if she might faint.
You better be sure of what you're doing, Eothas. You better be making things right. Because either way, we're the ones paying the cost.
All that I have done for your sake. If we do not meet again, Adair, please, take care of the Watcher.
Eothas's great hand floats away from the luminous Audra pillar. As it pulls back, for a brief moment you see a golden tether flash into existence between the pillar and the great Titan's back. When the Audra fingers gently cradle you, there is first a sensation of warmth, but it is followed by a harsh splitting of consciousness. Your awareness vacillates erratically between the physical world and the spiritual dimension of Eothas's body. Your soul glides amid the many trapped with Eothas. As your brilliant form passes by them, they call and reach out for help. Below Eothas's body, the volcano erupts. Molten rock rushes over the great Audra body, but does not slow its movement. Rethune rush to higher ground, but cannot outpace the lava, which overwhelms and consumes them as it rises. Your attention returns to the heart of Eothas's body. Deep within the whirling masses of souls, you again sense your own presence, the fragment that was taken from you. This time, you reach out to it as it reaches out to you. You meet somewhere in the great mass of Audra, the rest of the souls fading at the edge of your awareness. We are together again. Are you ready to be together again?
Yes, it is about time.
Are you certain? Since we've parted, you've become someone else, and I have become myself.
And then we will become one again. And with it, we will learn a lot more about each other.
When we join, we won't be ourselves anymore.
I'm sure we'll be just fine.
Your senses yank back to your body, still in Eothas' hand. There is light, sunlight. He has emerged from Ashen Maw, the rim of the volcano and the great keep of the Rathun collapsing behind him. The Audra is barely visible through the thick lava covering his body, and still, he moves. The ocean is gone, water sucked away, leaving only the bare seabed glistening in an ominous silence. You summon the strength to turn your head. Through the cracks in the great god's fingers, you see a wall of water, taller than Nekataka, taller than Eothas, as tall as the moon. It comes with the rumbling of a terrible stampede. The wave slams into Eothas. His hand closes, protecting you from the devastation. Somewhere in your mind, you hear Andra screaming.
I figured it was her.
You are back inside him. Back with yourself. Are you still the same Watcher who returned the lost souls of the Deerwood to their intended bodies? A light shines within the soul as it observes you. Waiting. I am.
I am, and will do everything I can to save these poor souls before I'm done.
Good. Then this should be easy. You feel cool air, seawater. The back of your mind pulls your attention back to your body. Eothas stands amid the now calm waves. Kraken futilely clinging to his limbs as he gingerly sets down your ship with one hand. He carefully opens his other, setting your body on the deck. As your head comes to rest, your vision rocks forward, pulled back into the Audra, back to your soul. Some of us is lost to him. Fragments and the empty spaces between them. They will always be a part of him. But we are still us. And it's time for us to go. Together.
Together.
The soul rushes toward you, flying into you with ferocious speed. You are thrust back through the Audra, out of the palm of Eothas' hand, back into your body. You can feel the sensation of your skin, the warmth of the Audra, but you are not fully in control. The other soul struggles to reach the surface of the body's consciousness, but you pull it down. Entangled, you float in a dark, boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them. Through the distant window of your eyes, you see Eothas push slowly against your ship. Though his touch is light, it is still the touch of a god. The ship lurches, rapidly tearing across the water southward. His hand pulls away from your ship's wake, his body straightening, towering overhead. The volcanic rock, now cooled and gently steaming, sloughs from his body as he moves. The Audra beneath is still immaculate, unmarred. He watches you depart, and you hear a voice in your mind as you sink deeper into the blackness of sleep.
Tell them what you have witnessed, Watcher. Tell them what is coming.
The windows of your eyes retreat into the distance. The fragment of your soul is so close to you in the darkness that you can't tell if its thoughts are separate from your own. Eothas is going to Ukaizo?
Eothas is going to Ukaizo.
He's going to stop the wheel?
He's going to stop the wheel.
Eothas is going to Ukaizo. Eothas is going to Ukaizo. He's going to stop the wheel. The words repeat in your mind until they become an incessant, meaningless mantra. Involuntary meditation in the emptiness of your unconscious. When the words finally dissolve and become part of the darkness, you see a pinpoint of light. You no longer sense the other soul. No longer sense the person you were before Eothas touched you. You swim toward the light. As you come closer, the light becomes two blurry spots of radiance. You settle in behind your eyes and feel your lips already moving, mumbling. Around your body you sense familiar scents and sounds, voices raised in shock and alarm. You take control of your mouth, opening it wide and drawing a great breath.
A pounding headache drags me most of the way back to my senses. My vision blurs, and an acrid taste fills my parched mouth. The details of the room slowly come into focus. The sounds of an ongoing debate, a distant echo.
Are we simply going to wait? What if he never wakes up?
Are those frilled collars stuffed in your ears? If the Watcher's mumblings are right, then Eothas is marching on Ukaizo. We have to move.
In the brief silence, I hear Hazanui, Karu, boots scrape against the tile as she paces.
He's seizing power from the very gods who betrayed him. Destroying the wheel to make sure they never come back.
She shakes her head and chuckles with grim appreciation.
It's a coup, and we have to muster the strength to stop it.
The unraveling of Kohopa from Tangaloa is our greatest test from the gods, I say. We must live to deserve the world they make for us.
Anakaza rests her chin on her fist and considers. The assembled leaders turn their attention away from each other in a prolonged and thoughtful silence. At last I feel fully present and steady on my feet. The attention of the room abruptly shifts to me, filling the void with expectant whispers. Why is everyone here?
Ah, you're awake. Welcome back, Watcher. Your arrival in the wake of the eruption at Magran's teeth was alarming. You shared a great deal while you were asleep. We aren't sure what to make of it.
You know, every time you come back from the dead, it's a little less exciting. You gotta space it out more.
Dear.
Join our talks, I say. Rational discussion will gust away the ominous smoke rising from Ashen Maw.
Anakaza gestures to me with an open palm.
The dead fire is no stranger to cataclysm. We can survive by cleaving to a shared purpose, a greater good, Akira.
She looks at each of the envoys in turn.
For what else did the gods place us here? We who have ships and resources enough to make a difference.
Castor glances around the room at the gathered parties, his brows climbing.
What we need is brass. Roatai has ships and cannons aplenty, but the only way I'm sending them is if...
She breaks off at the boom of a door slamming open. Commotion echoes from the entrance hall. As everyone turns towards the noise, her hand strays to her gun. The sound of approaching footsteps grows in volume as a courier scrambles into the throne room, panting and glistening with sweat. His mouth opens and closes like a fish gasping desperately for breath.
Ships have formed the blockade around Queen's Berth. Their commander demands parley with Serpent's Crown.
What? But what about our ships? I must get a message through to the captains.
For what do our enemies paint a target on their hull? This is a stirring bid for my attention.
Anakaza narrows her gaze past the open door.
Send word to my water shapers to drain the sea around the flagship. I would parley on better terms than this.
Anakaza begins to rise, but the courier speaks up ahead of her.
My queen! They fly the colors of pirates! The Principi are...
Well, what have we here?
A confident voice booms from the open door. The motley sailors who don't hold the Juana guards at bay, with drawn weapons, take in some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates out from the fold, sauntering boldly forward.
Forgive me, lovesome, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
She winks, a swollenette glinting in the light as she cocks her pistol high above her head.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
Anakaza grips the handrests of her throne as if ready to vault up and attack.
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
She glowers in the direction of the throne.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment. We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
A determined-looking guard inches closer to Eothas from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Principi captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until once we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas.
She grins magnanimously.
Then all bets are off again, aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
She crosses her arms, the wooden hand groaning.
Right you are. However...
The narrow-eyed look she settles on the room is more than a little bloodthirsty.
I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the lovesome watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
I listen.
Perkamplanka, this is nonsense. I have no intention of letting Ukaizo fall into the hands of plunderers and thieves.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Using the barrel of her gun, she tips her hat back curiously. Eothas is going there to break the reincarnation cycle.
Well, fuck if that doesn't put things into perspective. But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
It's possible. I don't know. This isn't exactly common.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul? I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the Great Beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Ak, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
More answers could become apparent when we land in Ukaizo.
The Juana made compacts with the gods on Lost Ukaizo. Anything can happen on the shores of our ancestors.
Anakaza nods.
I say it is a place where mortals can reach beyond themselves, do freely what animancers struggle to dream.
We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
A pensive, focused look sharpens the lines in her face. She scratches her cheek with the fingers of her wooden hand.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Andra's mortar. See if Eothas' passage opens a way through the storms.
She narrows her eyes, watching the others.
Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
If you can get me through Andra's mortar, I can take you to Eothas.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
She scratches her chin, an eager glimmer in her eyes.
We speak of collectively sailing for Andra's mortar, but this crown will not support any plan that involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Eothas.
A hush falls across the room as Anakaza makes her proclamation.
It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Andra's mortar will learn that the gates of Eothas are the end of compromise with the Huana.
Can everyone agree to an armistice while we work through this crisis?
I don't mean to let Eothas end us while we bicker. But the fate of Eothas is not exclusively a Huana concern.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now.
She rubs the barrel of her guns under her jaw thoughtfully. Then she crooks me a cunning grin.
While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms and plunder the City of Gold. Whatever Eothas is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it, and then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. That, or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Eothas.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today?
She shoots a meaningful stare at the pirates.
Eothas was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Andra's mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Eothas, but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
She nods to me.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists.
Anakaza glares at the assembled dignitaries.
With Eothas under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
She nods slowly, holding my gaze all the while.
Order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest. The secrets to be found in Eothas could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
With that, Castal turns to stride away, his shoulders set in a rigid line. Without so much as a final farewell, Eldis tips her head to her armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrived.
Watcher, I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Eothas, but only one of us will stand by your side.
Studying me carefully, Anakaza nods and gestures for her attendants to clear the room.
Let's speak, Watcher, while we have the chance.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.